Hey guys, it's Shannon. I have 3 Dollar Tree projects for you today. We're going to be using mainly Dollar Tree supplies to create great home decor with a winter theme. So let's get started. Our very first project is going to be the Snowflake, and if you can believe it or not, it is made out of the tumbling tower game from the Dollar Tree, so all of these little wooden pieces. And the great thing about this is you can kind of play around with these little blocks and create your own snowflake design. So I'm gonna show you one here today, but if you do make your own, tag me on Instagram or over on my Facebook page. I love to see you guys' ideas, and sometimes I share those so I can inspire other people too. But for mine that I'm going to show you today, I'm just going to be using some hot glue to build it all and connect it all together. And then I'll be finishing it with some chalk paint to give it more of a farmhouse wintry look. And here is a close-up look. I did a straight line of 6, and then a little bit past the first one where there's a connector right there, a little bit below that is where I put glue and then offset these at an angle. And then I wanted some more reinforcement, so I just added some more glue to this side, the top, and then in there too. And this is the back, so when you flip it over, you don't see all of that mess of glue there. And then now I'm just gonna make 2 more of these, so I'll have 3 total. And here's a look at the back of all 3 of our snowflake parts. I did add some glue here on the back at the seams just to reinforce them a little bit. And then I'm gonna flip these over and we're gonna paint them before we put them all together. So I'm going to give it a weathered wood look. So the first step is to give it a coat of this dark gray chalk paint. This is the color Elephant by Waverly brand, and then we're going to go back over that coat with a dry brushing technique using white chalk paint. And for the next project, we're going to be working on the birch candles. And of course, you're going to need some pillar candles, again, from the Dollar Tree. And for the other supplies, I have some dark brown paint. This is Americana brand in the color Traditional Burnt Umber. And then some chalk paint in the color Plaster, which is sort of like a creamy color. I also will be using some foam paint brushes. You'll need a fork, a toothpick, and then off to the side here I have some jute and some raffia, which we can embellish our candles with, but that is optional. So to get started, I'm actually going to be using my fork to go around the candles to kind of gouge out some lines. And now I'm going to add the dark brown paint to the candles, and I'm going to use my foam paintbrush and make sure I get that paint down into those markings that I made on the candle. And then I'm going to come back in with a paper towel and wipe most of it off. You still want to see a brown sort of glaze on there, but you don't want it dark, dark, dark. So let's get started with that. Here is a close-up look of the candles after the brown paint, and I'm letting those dry right now. But I wanted to tell you about the next step, which is adding the cream color. I'm using the color Plaster by Waverly. It's a chalk paint. I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna wipe it on with a foam paintbrush and take some of it off with a paper towel. The only difference is I'm gonna be using a toothpick here to kind of dig some of that cream paint out of those etching marks, so that way we can see that nice dark color coming through again. And for our last project, I'm going to be making a super cute snowball wreath. The wreath is from Dollar Tree. This is one of the willow wreaths. And then I have snowballs that I got on clearance at Target from the Target Dollar Spot. And these were only $1.50 for all of these. So I have 2 packs of these. And the first thing I'm going to do is paint the wreath with my white chalk paint. If you have weather this time of year that would allow you to go outside and spray paint, then I would suggest that. It will go a lot faster and it'll be a lot easier to make your wreath white. But it is just too cold here, so I'm going to have to do it the longer way, but it will work just fine. And once I get the wreath painted and it's dried, I'm just going to hot glue all the snowballs around the wreath. So here's the look at the wreath. I wanted it to look a little bit random, like kind of piles of snowballs, not like perfectly symmetrical circle of snowballs. And I wish I would have had about 3 more, but that's okay. I pulled one off and re-put it on this side to fill in holes so it looked nice and full. And I'm just gonna add a bow here. So here's a look at the ribbon that I'm going to be using. It is also from the Dollar Tree. It's a burlap ribbon with a wire edge, and then it's also got a white chevron print on it, so it'll look really nice with the snowballs. And I have a full tutorial on how to make several different kinds of bows, so I'm going to speed through this part, but you can go check that video out after this one if you'd like to learn how to make bows in a little bit more detail. But all I'm going to do is twist up this bow and then hot glue it onto my wreath. Thank you all so much for joining me for these 3 Dollar Tree winter themed projects. Let me know down in the comments below which one was your favorite. I hope that these tutorials inspired you. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up for me. You can also hit the share button that's right underneath this video and share this to your Pinterest page as well as with your friends and family. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I bring you DIY projects and new inspiration every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.